Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Hi, folks. Welcome back from Fox News. I say this with sadness. A world leader has been struck down. Former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe assassinated during campaign speech, hospital officials confirm. Now, he wasn't the prime minister anymore. He was fairly tight friends with President Trump. They were pretty good buddies. He stepped down as prime minister during the health reasons he was giving his speech. Must be for a political speech. He was very well liked. He was elected by big majorities. And of course, the mainstream media put him out as a divisive, far-right conservative, blah, blah, blah. You know what? Kiss my... You can't let the poor guy just die and give him credit. You just can't do it. Let's read on. The suspect reportedly told police he was dissatisfied with the former prime minister and wanted to kill him. Now, I could go on and on about the fact that handguns have been banned since the 1950s in Japan, and this guy made one, and I'm not going to use Prime Minister Abe's assassination as I guess we'll call it a way to talk about the Second Amendment in the United States. That's what the left press does. That's what the progressives do. I'm not going to go into that. He was assassinated in a shooting while giving a speech on the street in Nara in western Japan Friday morning. Earlier Friday, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida gave an emotional press conference where he said Abe, 67, was in serious condition and hopes he survives. He later passed away. Abe was taken from the scene of the shooting unconscious in a cardiac arrest with no vital signs. I guess one of the shots went to his heart and one went to the back of his neck. He was shot in the back. Kishida, who belongs to the same political party as Abe, returned to Tokyo from a campaign trip after the shooting. Kishida spoke to reporters at the Prime Minister's office, saying Abe was receiving the utmost medical treatment. I'm praying for former Prime Minister Abe's survival. He later died. Kishida called the attack dastardly and barbaric. Of course it was. And that crime during the election campaign which is the foundation of democracy, is absolutely unforgivable. After Abe's death was confirmed, tributes began to pour in from world leaders. And, the European Union and Prime Minister Boris Johnson, Indian Prime Minister. We can go on and on. There's a picture of a poor guy's shot. And there's the individual in custody. This piece of crap. Just a massive piece of... Maybe the security was lax because there is no handguns in Japan to speak of. And I'm not going to go into the 2A thing. Maybe that was it. I really don't know. And, of course, there's a video here. It doesn't show anything, so don't let anybody freak out. It's just a really short 10-second video. Let's take a look here. And that's it. It doesn't even show anything, just the smoke. U.S. Ambassador to Japan, Rahm Emanuel, remember him, he's Obama's buddy, former mayor of Chicago, said in a statement before Obama's death was confirmed, "We all saddened and shocked by the shooting." He did what Trump was doing, Abe. That's why they got along so well. They were a lot alike in a lot of ways. They were nationalists for their country. Japan has some of the strictest immigration laws in the world of any democracy. And he looked out for Japan first, just like Trump looked out for America. That's what you do. And he was an ally of the United States. Actually, my understanding is Prime Minister Abe called him Donald all the time. They were buddies. Secretary Blinken, I'm not even going to comment, who was in Bali for a G20 meeting, said he was deeply saddened. A very sad moment. Now, Biden didn't put out a statement until many, many hours later. Let's take a look at what President Trump said just after he was shot. The Trump people are right on top of things, as usual. President Trump said on True Social, really bad news for the world. Absolutely devastating news that former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, a truly great man, has been shot. He's in serious condition. This is before he knew he died. He was a true friend of mine, and much more importantly, America. This is a tremendous blow to the wonderful people of Japan who loved and admired him so much. We are praying for Shinzo and his beautiful family. And then Trump later posted on True Social, really bad news for the world. The former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe is dead. He was assassinated. His killer was captured and will hopefully be dealt with swiftly and harshly. Few people know what a great man and leader Shinzo Abe was, but history will teach them to be kind. He was a unifier like no other, but above all, he was a man who loved and cherished his magnificent country, Japan. Shinzo Abe will be greatly missed. There will never be another like him, President Donald Trump. And he was on it right away, many, many hours before President Biden. They couldn't wake up. If President Biden was sleeping, they couldn't call him in his room and say, Mr. President, former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was shot. Looks like he's going to die. You want to put out a statement? No, couldn't be bothered. Rahm Emanuel put it out because he's the ambassador to Japan. These people suck so much. Let's continue on with the article. And they have here the quote from former President Donald Trump. Mike Pence took to Twitter early Friday morning to say he was and his wife Karen are deeply troubled. And there he is, Mike Pence, Vice President Mike Pence with Shinzo Abe when he was Prime Minister. Here's the thing. It's a major military and especially economic power in the world, Japan. I believe they're the third largest economy. China passed them a few years ago. The fact of the matter is they were very much anti-China. I don't think people understand in the Asian theater how many countries just hate China historically. Japan is one. It's amazing. Vietnam is another. Many countries in Southeast Asia just hate Japan. Vietnam can't stand them. In fact, if Donald Trump had been reelected, he was going to make a deal with Japan and other countries in Asia to basically form a trade pact, not like the TTP, but a real trade pact to compete with China. And that never happened. Biden said he was stunned, outraged, and deeply saddened. I'll give Biden a pass on this one. I think he chimed in way too late, but he didn't make a statement. While there are many details we do not yet know, violent attacks are never acceptable, and that gun violence always leaves a deep scar in the communities that are affected by it. He can't stand it. He can't stand not to put his political bullshit in a statement about a poor guy that died. He just can't do it. Trump didn't do it. Trump was the one with the uncontrolled mouth. He was the uncouth moron, remember? And here we are. Gun violence. He just can't let it go. A suspect was arrested. Gun violence is extremely rare in Japan, which it is. He reportedly told police he was dissatisfied with the former prime minister and wanted to kill him. Oh, okay. I'm dissatisfied with a lot of political figures. You don't go out and shoot them. In a country where there's 10,000 times more guns than Japan. Abe is the longest serving prime minister in Japan. He resigned in 2020 after his ulcerative colitis, a chronic condition, surfaced, calling his decision at the time gut-wrenching. During his term, he focused on economy building, Japan's military, and being a larger player in international affairs. Him and President Trump are pretty tight from what I understand. A lot of these guys that are world leaders, they end up being personal friends after. It's very interesting. But there it is, folks. There it is. It's sad. And it's really, really heart-wrenching that a major country like Japan, this could happen. All it takes is one nut. All it takes is one crazy person that do something devastating. And those of you who don't believe that's true, that's John Wilkes Booth. Until the next time, goodbye and good luck.